Hey, Cortland from JigSkinz here, working on a new process with some adhesive. I've got a heat activated adhesive that comes on a roll. It's very similar to a product that you can get at just about any Target or Walmart, Heat and Bond. It's usually used in sewing applications. I'll go through real quick what I do with this product. I've got a lure. You don't need to do this. This will leave residue behind for the next application as well, but I've been experimenting with building lures and trying to get the most solid product I can. So what I'm doing is I'll go down the lure overlapping or barely overlapping so that I don't have a big seam. When you get to the belly hardware, I don't worry too much about the wrinkles in here. Sort of wedge the belly hardware in. Again, this is glue that has a fairly low melt point, so when you melt or heat up the skin, which I'm going to do the first application with a heat gun here. And you can see I'm just trying to get these as close as I can. There'll be a little bit of spread on the glue when you melt it. Like I said, this will leave a film on the lure so that if the skin and when the skin gets chewed up or beat up, you only have to do this part one time. You might have to patch a little bit where the glue has faded. So there's the lure covered with the glue. I've already got my skin with the hole punch sized, ready to go. Slide this in, line up your belly hardware. The rest of this process is pretty much the same. I am going to use a heat gun here, so I'm going to slide this over. I'm using a DeWalt variable heat gun. Lets me set the temperature just perfect. I'll line my skin up the way that I want it. Got a lot of shrinkage to do here because this popper is gets pretty skinny. I've got my belly hardware through. So what I like to do is taper this heat and make a pass on the belly. Now these are my new glow skins, so when you shrink these, it actually condenses some of the glow. So I'll do a pass on the belly. Doesn't matter that it's this wrinkled, we can go back with water later. I'm going to make sure I get this collar in here, where we have that big shrink. And then work away from that. If you want less of a certain color, shrink that first. We can make this black stripe almost disappear just by shrinking that area of the skin first. All these wrinkles you see, I'm just doing a general shrink on this, and I'll take these when I'm doing a bunch of lures. This is as far as I go. And it looks pretty awful. It's all crinkled and nasty. But I have a whole bunch of other crinkled and nasty lures. And once we boil the water, I'll actually take a ladle and ladle the water on top of here, and it will melt the glue to the skin and to the lure underneath. Then I can later go and put a couple coats of epoxy on them. These are some of my finished lures. This one, for example, doesn't have any epoxy over top of it. It does have that glue layer underneath. So for the skin, for $1 or $1.50, whatever they cost, I can just reapply these skins over and over again. So you can buy cheap lures and do your own finish as many times as you want, or you can put coats of epoxy over them like I've done here. There's one of my mullet on a sinking lure with 3 coats of epoxy over it. You can see how I've finished, how thick that layer of epoxy is on the back. But so using the glue strip just gives you a little bit more, just another dimension to it. I'm going to try and get these available on the site so that people can buy them, but in the meantime you can go get a product called Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. Just keep in mind it will leave a residue behind on the lure. Have a good day. Happy New Year.